What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Not Just Pixels. My name's David Craig, and I'm joined by Alan Hachey. Hello, good sir.
Hello.
Hello. So this week we are done with Miles Morales, and we are changing gears a little bit. So with Not Just Pixels, we want to do games that are obviously games that are kind of in the forefront of media, but we also are interested in playing some smaller games and kind of introducing you to some things that people may not know. Games that people may not have heard of. And to be completely transparent, Alan, you and I have talked about doing Not Just Pixels since I don't even remember, like
I think it
2018
was 2018
ish, like 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. And there were two games in particular that really pushed me to have this idea and kind of talk about it with you as being like, oh, hey, this is something I really want to do. One of those games is What Remains of Edith Finch, and the other game is this game, That Dragon Cancer.
Yes. I
Just
remember long discussions about them.
Yeah. So this game, just to give, obviously we'll talk about it as we go, just to give like just enough information on it to set the tone. This is a game that was created pretty much by two people. Obviously there's always a little bit more, but it basically was this husband and wife team who lost their child to cancer, and their response to that, instead of going into depression, instead of going into a bad place, was to create something beautiful and create art from that. And so this game is what comes from that. I won't go too much into the story because obviously we're going to experience it. I will be fully transparent and say the gameplay of this game is not always the best. I don't think it's bad, but I mean it's not always great. But again, considering that this is a two-person team and it is such an incredibly personal story, like I can have some forgiveness for that. So, unless you have anything to add, why don't we just hop on in?
The only thing I'll say is that you are more aware of this game than I am. I have no idea what we're going to be getting into, so that'll be a good journey.
Okay. I'm also going to throw in real quick. I am not a PC gamer in any shape, form, or fashion. So even a really simple game like this is going to be hard for me to play. So bear with
You'll
me.
get there. You'll get there. It's okay.
All right.
You got to learn to walk before you can run.
Exactly. All right, let's do this.
This isn't Call of Duty or anything.
You don't know that. You said you don't know anything about it.
This could be a full-on shooter. You're right. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Fishing simulator. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or Untitled Goose Game.
Okay, guys, give some to Joel. Share with Joel. Yeah.
Bread. Get the bread.
Get the bread.
Oh.
This actually reminds me of back when I lived in Massachusetts and when I was a lot younger. We would go and feed the ducks at a place called Cogswell Park.
Mm.
And we would just feed ducks.
Aw, that's sweet. Actually,
Didn't know until I was older that, bread kills them or something. So.
Real quick, I want to see. Is there any other option? I wanted to. I don't see any subtitles here. Okay. I thought there would be. Oh well. Maybe we'll get there.
That's okay.
Oh, Joel wants one.
Digital bread. It's gotta taste good.
Feed the birds.
Good throw, Joel.
Tuppence up.
Oh, guys, give Joel some bread.
Ah, there we go.
You threw the whole piece.
Your name is Joel.
Well, Isaac, you gotta give
The-
him pieces. He doesn't
The,
understand.
the
Here you
duck
go. Here's
is Joel.
Okay, no,
Did
you
they give you a name?
Joel's almost 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. His name's Joel.
But he can't talk.
It's true.
Yeah.
No one can talk.
Yeah, no.
Why can't?
Also, real quick, gonna just adjust a couple though. There's nothing audio.
Hmm.
Okay. It was just a little loud,
Got sick
but
right after he turned 1.
Kind of slowed him down a little bit, buddy.
So he's just slower than most kids. I think eventually he'll catch up.
You think Joel will leave?
Yeah, I think Joel will read eventually.
Well, Isaac, of course. He's just the way. Because, you know.
Yeah.
Joel's supposed to be a boy. But he's a
that
baby.
duck is wagging its
He's a
tail.
boy.
Yep, he's a boy baby. That's just about right.
It's happy.
You know, there's lots of things Joel isn't good at, but there's some things he is good at. What is he good at?
Eating, laughing.
Yeah.
I'm good at making him laugh.
You are good at making him laugh. How do you make him laugh?
I fall down.
Yeah. It's really funny when you fall down.
He's good at showing us what he loves.
Yeah. What does Joel love? Wawa. In cups, bathtubs, and the warm, wet tongues and the cool fur of Das. And give you the sweet moors of daily affection, and bye-byes, and blown kisses, and more. Oh, always more. His full list of words. So few.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Exactly. It is that kind of game.
Yeah, I can already kind of tell just from him kind of sitting out there alone. Like, I could see the ties to like the real life stuff that you had mentioned.
Yeah. And like the voiceovers like are them,
Yeah.
to my knowledge.
Is it time? No, but very soon. Do you think they know? Can they sense it? None of them know. No one ever realizes how short the time is.
These trees are so tall.
Yeah. Looks really well made though.
Mhm.
You said it was a two-person team. It was
Yeah.
them and
That'll work.
And like I
The
know it
visuals
was
are very
primarily
nice.
too like there might have
Just
been
hope
like a couple other
that'll
people,
work.
but it basically
Uh-huh.
was the two of them from what I'm aware of.
the visuals are very well done.
Joy.
It's very stylistic. Like there's a clear vision that they
And it makes me just not want to like say anything, just to
Yeah.
like take it all in, you know.
I mean that's
Ooh,
okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
Dada.
Yeah, see, that's the father.
Ready?
Yeah.
Set.
Yeah.
Go. Okay, Joel. Ready? Set.
Oh, I don't want to do it again.
Go.
I've had enough of this. This tomfoolery. We have more tomfoolery to
That's what you're destined to do. You just have to rock on the horse forever. For all eternity. And swing on the swing set of justice.
If this were a Christian movie, it would be that. These are the swings of justice.
And the horse of truth.
Hey, babe, we went down at the doctor. Now they think that maybe he's throwing up all the time because he has acid reflux. So they gave me a medication, and we can give it to Joel, and they said we have to give it at least 3 full days. But that if he's still throwing up...
Okay, I thought Joel was the duck. Never mind, because they were feeding him bread.
Oh, I thought you were joking. I didn't realize.
No, I genuinely thought Joel was the duck because the kid was saying, hey, I'm going to feed the bread to Joel as the kid was feeding it to the duck. So I was like, okay.
Yes, we'll just give this a try.
Environmental storytelling, man.
Yep. It didn't work on me,
Ready?
but I see their efforts.
Let's tell him, Caleb, that Joel's doing really well.
Set.
Yeah.
Go.
He's been very peaceful all afternoon.
Interesting choice to not give any of them faces.
Mm-hmm. Well, no. So, like... Oh. No, I'm...
Ready?
Now you are the duck.
Let's tell him, Caleb, that Joel's doing really well.
Well, it's interesting... Oh, no. Once again, that's not what I... Oh, no, it is what I meant to do. Okay.
He's been...
Because I know he has, like, glasses, but he also doesn't
Have, like, a
face.
face. Yeah, like, again,
Yeah.
like, the style is well done, because, like, you get what you need out of that.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to go over here now. I don't know if this is how I actually spin it or if I just click, but I like to think that I'm helping.
What do you think, Isaac?
No, he wanted to spin, you know, the thing, not the camera.
His food goes through that too. Yeah. You want to touch him? Yeah.
So, from what I'm gathering, did they have another kid?
There's a brother.
Okay, and they were like teaching him about the
Joel.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joel, and what was happening with him. Interesting.
You want to touch him, Caleb? No. Okay.
I think Caleb is the brother.
Okay.
What do you think, Isaac?
I have played this before, but it has been like 4 years, so
Right.
I don't remember everything.
You don't remember the cheat codes.
No. Up, down, down, A, B, A, B. Gets
Yeah.
you immunity, which would kind of ruin this game.
The other one turns you into a duck. It all comes full circle.
Can I look at the backpack? I guess not. Okay, we're going this way now.
Yes, the bridge of consequences.
So here's the thing, like, this will be something we talk about afterwards, but, like, we joke about the religion, like, this is the best, and you'll see as we go, this is the best Christian movie that, like, has ever been made. Because it's a very real and, like, raw look at faith in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm. Love the music.
Yeah.
Music's very,
Fear
very well
is
made.
cancer's preservative. Cancer's embalming oil. And you, O accuser, are fear's oil salesman. You're a snake. A serpent. A dragon with snuffed out coal on his breath, molting, talons broken from the struggle to free yourself of your own skin.
I like that quote. Now I wonder if he got that from something or if he wrote it himself, because that was nice.
I'm not sure. It sounds kind of like Shakespearean or biblical or something.
Yeah, like some
It's
kind
not.
of biblical.
I don't think.
Yeah. It definitely resembles that though, so I think it succeeds in what it's trying to do. I think it's a powerful quote.
There's a lot of those in this.
Mhm.
The monologues are good.
Hey, do you want to rock? Okay, let's rock. There we go. Oh, shh, 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 shh.
I can't imagine, what they went through with all of this, because I'm certain that this is all based off true events, obviously. So
Right.
situations like this, they would take it from memory.
Hey, babe, I just
Yeah.
do you ever think maybe Joel can hear better than he's supposed to be able to? Because I know, like, it's supposed to be moderate to severe hearing loss, but sometimes, like today, he hears music playing before I do. So I saw him dancing, and I had to look around to hear that a song was playing. And I just don't, like, if his hearing loss is that bad, I can't imagine. I don't know. I just wonder about it. Anyway, call me later. Bye.
And the transitions they do there are really good. A lot of the
Yeah.
game is that. You look one way, when you turn back, like things have changed.
I love effects like that. It's really well done.
And like here, like I really love the lighting. Like it's really very simple.
Yeah, I would say that the graphics and like the character models and everything like that, and the item and objects, they're very low poly.
But it's clearly like
they-
stylistic.
It's very intentional. It's a certain style that I think that they can that they're mixing with like great visuals, great writing, great kind of level design to kind of paint this picture for you that they kind of had experienced. So it definitely it serves it well.
Love the balloons. They're hospital gloves.
Yeah. I was actually wondering what those were because I was getting vibes from SpongeBob's Glove World.
Oh gosh. Oh. Oh. That scared me. This is hard to control.
Now imagine this in VR. I wonder if they do have this in VR.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
This would be actually a great. Oh well, there's just, which is the point, but there's just a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I don't think there's anything I can do. No, I
Right.
don't want the last one to
And-
pop.
Now I'm not sure if this is intentional, but do these remind you of like cancer cells?
Yeah. That's. I think
like that.
that is the point. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, hey. I just wanted to take a shower. Is that okay? Are you okay with Joel? Okay, thanks.
Shaking your head.
Yeah.
Yes, sure, stranger. I will help.
There's a dog. We went from Bodega Cat to Polly Dog.
Polly dog. Good name. Oh.
Puppy.
See, this upsets me because my dog passed away recently and she looked like that. Yeah. And I had, with what you're doing right now, I had placed my hand, like, over her heart and everything. It was a bad day. It was a real bad day. But I know that she's better now.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, this part's really cool. Where is it?
Oh, are these real pictures?
So, and I don't remember if I read this on YouTube or like saw it on YouTube, or if I think it might say it somewhere like in the game. But we get to a room like I think they're like paintings of other kids who like were in the hospital, or like not even kids, but there are other people who like went through cancer that like they connected with because of the situation. I'm trying to remember. There's a room. We'll get to it, and I remember it talks about it more. It's 11:11.
Yep.
Hey, I'm cleaning up eggs again. A dozen eggs on the kitchen floor again. So we have to get a new lock for the fridge. It's so hard to clean up eggs from the floor. Like, they just spread around and they don't come clean no matter what you do. So I'm just so frustrated, but you should have seen them together. They were so proud of themselves. Joel and Elijah just sitting there with their eggs. Isaac said he thinks they want to be cookers. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Sadness.
I love the dialogue in this game because it's so little of it is exposition. It just throws you in the world. Like, these are the like, wouldn't always be just constant conversations about cancer. It's these little moments you have all the time, you know?
Right.
This painting. So this is very biblical. Christ is referred to as the Lion of Judah, and like as our symbolically, as our defender.
Mm-hmm.
Which will come up later. Still 1111. I think they just didn't want to type out a new number.
Hey, honey, we're on our way home
Yeah.
from the hospital now.
It's too hard to program,
So
it breaks
if you
everything.
wanted to preheat the oven starting in about 30 minutes, that would work, and we could throw on that lasagna. Do you know how they celebrate off-treatment day, like when kids are done with their treatments? I guess maybe you don't because you're not in the clinic as much as I am, but on someone's last day, they always bring them a cake, and they sing Happy Off Therapy Day to you. Anyway, that happened today. I mean, it happens a lot, but today I cried. I just wanted that day so bad, you know? I just, like, we're not ever gonna get that day. If he's better, we won't know that he's better. We don't get a day. Anyway, okay, call me if you can. Like, there's probably traffic, so I could talk on my way home. All right, bye.
Coke. Don't hit the chicken.
Can't hit chickens.
You haven't gotten a single power up.
I don't know if they're good or bad. It's confusing.
They're fruits. They're fruits. You got pears, you got grapes,
I'm in first.
bananas, apples. I like the time at the top right, 2010.
Yeah. I never noticed that before. Yeah, it's the year and just like going through. Oh, that's
Yeah,
really
I think
cool.
I think it's going through the months and the days.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh wow.
Oh, see, yep, they're different.
Oh, there's my. Oh my gosh. All the chemicals he has to.
How long's it
have.
gonna be before we can have
Take,
some
yeah.
answers?
Oh my gosh.
Did anyone ask the doctor?
And see if you look behind you, all those trees, the roots that are spreading. I think that's like
Wait.
the cancer
Oh, you mean
spreading.
here? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the cancer
Is there a
spreading.
way we can talk to our doctor? It just seemed like yesterday in clinic they were going to let us go. I just want to know what the plan is.
Who canceled the treatment?
Isn't it dangerous for him not to get it? I thought he needed that.
I know you're just doing what the orders say, but can I just talk to the doctor later?
I like the blending of it's the house and
The hospital.
yeah. Oh, you can actually like click on each one. That's I have to find this room. I have a very clear memory of it, but I don't remember where it is. And I also don't want to spend forever looking for something that maybe comes up later and I'm just forgetting. But I remember there being this really cool room in this house. We'll keep looking around. It'll be fine. Because none of these doors. Oh, there's a wall there now.
No going back.
So again, this image of the lion. I think it's brought up here.
That's you again. I love you, my friend. This is my favorite game. Do you want to see? Watch out, started. You touch it right here, then the big lion comes. You know a scary lion? It's so loud. I can roar just like him. Yeah, hear me roar? Why? Don't be afraid. You might want to cover your ears. Here comes the animals. Pterosaurs is my favorite.
The scoring is so good.
Yeah, it really is really well done.
So that moment. Oh, this is what it is. This is what it is.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you know, like this is a Christian hymn. How great thou art, that she's humming to him.
Mhm.
So like, and just in all of the faith background that clearly is there, but is not like, it clearly influences them in such a real way that I think it's done well. Like there's just little things like that. And going back a second, the first time this game broke me was in that past scene, because the image they want to show you is that image of the lion, of referring to Christ as, you know, the Lion of Judah, and then you walk down the steps and he refers to the machine as the lion, and how, oh, it's here to protect us. It's here to protect me.
Right.
And that juxtaposition that they're putting there is powerful. Anyway, this is what I was thinking of. These cards, they
Oh,
have.
I was reading that, but you know what?
Oh,
That's
I'm
okay.
Oh, I'm
That's
so
okay.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, this I can tell that like a lot of the little things in this game, like the little cards for instance, have just a lot of meaning behind them.
Yeah, and I believe I don't remember where I'm getting this now, but I think all of these cards are like cards that either like they had people like that they knew like in the hospital like send to them to put in the game, or like it was something like that. Like these are all like these aren't just like things they threw in. Like these are people they knew, and like
Oh yeah.
and you can open all of them and.
And all these oh wow. I'm guessing every single one of these has something unique.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's why like we're not gonna take the time to open up every single one.
Yeah, but wow, that's a lot of like I'm sure if a lot of these came from people, like they took the time to write out every single one of these and put them in game.
Let's look at a couple more. I don't want to open them all. Before I go and hit, and I think it's these kind of moments that was why I wanted to do something like this, because like this moment, this doesn't play out in a movie. Like this doesn't work. It's the fact that I'm walking down this hall, that I get the choice to read these cards at my pace, like that makes this emotional beat work.
Yeah.
Because if you just had a shot of a mom reading these cards, like it's okay. It's not. It's not the same.
Yeah, it doesn't really put yourself in that place.
Oh right, and then I have to.
The ducks like to go on a morning run. Quack, 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 quack. Farmer Bill plays fetch with the pigs. Farmer Bill plays hide and seek with the cows.
Who is this Farmer Bill?
And when can we speak to the manager?
Yes. He's the true mastermind behind it all.
Damn it, Farmer Bill.
The horses invented a new scripting language called Equiscript.
Okay. But notice every time I pull this, the little sun moves.
Yeah.
Let's do the duck again. I like the duck.
Those silly ducks take a bubble bath. Farmer Bill separates the sheep from the goats. Sheep go to heaven. Goats go to town.
Wow.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
No. Size matters. If I know how big it is, I can face it. I can size it up.
And it's quite small at this point, but unfortunately the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy.
So when we can rewind and choose to hear all of their thoughts.
Oh, wow. This is that conversation. Can't imagine we're having that conversation.
Recurrence of his tumor.
Where is it? How big is it?
Well, it's in the frontal cortex. And it's quite small at this point, but unfortunately the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy. Parents always ask how big. Wrong question. They should ask where it is. Location is everything. Slow death or quick, symptoms and losses all come down to where. Well, it's in the frontal cortex. And it's quite small at this point, but unfortunately the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy.
Oh, wait.
And there it is. They get it now. Sometimes I wish we could just leave them waiting a few more minutes, because once they get this news, their life never goes back to how it was before. Those were their last normal minutes, and they didn't even know it. I'm glad he's so good at this. He takes the losses so personally. Joel's looking good. He's been making progress, his weight is up. It's just hard to believe that we only made it halfway through chemotherapy. It was rough at first, but I really started to think that he was gonna make it.
Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy.
I'll nod my head. Yeah, whenever I ask sciencey questions, I nod my head. Digesting every Latin word, hoping it will stick to my ribs, become part of me. That if I ask enough questions, that maybe I can get my brains around this cancer, and I can choke it to death. I love asking good questions. It impresses them. They'll be impressed with the way we handle all of this. Such good, thoughtful parents that ask such good questions.
So there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
I guess I have imagined it. I've imagined it a lot, but not like this. It's different. I thought I would sob uncontrollably or puke just right on the floor. I thought I'd shake or wail or something. I guess this is shock. Tragedy, he said. That's right. That's the perfect word for this. It's a tragedy. I wonder if he says that every time. He's crying a little. I love him for that. He's not callous, he's genuinely sad. She is too.
So there just aren't any treatment options that are curative. With an ATRT, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal. It's only a matter of time before it spreads to several locations. We've already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue to give him chemotherapy that we know it's resistant to, so there just aren't any treatment options that are curative. With an ATRT, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal. It's only a matter of time before it spreads to several locations. We've already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue to give him chemotherapy.
That's
kind
kind
of
of weird if they didn't have anything to say.
So there just aren't any treatment options that
Yeah.
are curative.
Did we hear the doctor?
Yeah,
like
we
his
just
thoughts?
we just
Okay,
heard him
okay.
twice. They,
Right.
like both of them just had their discussion. That's in.
Okay.
I don't know. That's an interesting choice.
We're
This
very
is not
good
what I
at
wanted.
end-of-life care.
Hmm.
We're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
I guess I'm going to cry after all because they love us. And they love Joel and...
We're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
And I mean, that is the hard thing because I mean, these nurses and doctors, like a lot of times, just, especially when they're in their long term, I mean, they love the kids too, you know, or their patients. Like, so often it's a loss for them as well.
Right.
We're very good at end-of-life care. We're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
How long are we talking about?
Prediction time again. No matter what I say, they'll wish it was longer. But sometimes longer is worse. A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
We're very good at end-of-life care. We're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
Will say, I wish they, if it did just repeat, like they didn't let you choose the person on that one.
Yeah.
That's a little weird, but.
Oh, miracles are scary.
How long are we talking about?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
Weather outside.
Yeah.
Then when I rewind it. Oh, that's good. I don't think I noticed that before.
How long are we talking about?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months. Okay, I said fatal. I said not curative. Have I said the word death yet? I can tell they understand, though. A whole new vocabulary. All the rules are different now.
To improve the quality of life.
I think it's really sinking in.
The symptoms,
Oh, she's crying. We should wrap this up soon. All the details can wait. Our radiation oncologist to decide whether we could do some radiation or just chemotherapy.
What would the radiation do?
Well, the radiation could probably kill the tumor we see now, which would prevent it from causing any symptoms. But it would not keep more tumors from developing, because we know if it's spread here, it has spread other places too.
Is Nick crying?
How long are we talking about?
How am I going to hold it together now?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
Science, it's simpler, measurable. I give A, B, and subtract C, and I get this result, and I can do something to control it. Or
Yeah.
at least have the sense that I'm controlling it. But now all we have left is a miracle. And miracles are...
Everything that's happening, it can feel like you're drowning.
They don't always come, and
Yeah.
we don't always know why. But if Joel's miracle doesn't come, I hope he lives. I've always hoped. But now I can't do anything but hope. Radiation. At least we can do something. Hope doesn't require signing papers or driving to hospitals or holding Joel in my lap. Hope is for something someone else has to do for us. And when doctors can't, well, invisible Jesus must.
We're so sorry.
4 months. What is that? February? So we have Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Joel's birthday, maybe Valentine's Day, and that's it? And, oh, we still haven't told anyone I'm pregnant. Too scared they'd think it was irresponsible. And now this? They'll think it's a replacement baby. I don't want a replacement.
Wow.
Could probably kill the tumor we see now, which would prevent it from causing any symptoms. But it would not keep more tumors from developing, because we know if it spread here, it would spread other places too.
So, the radiation would buy us some time.
No, nothing will really buy us any time at this point. It just can make the time you have left more comfortable. So, we'll schedule you to come back in Monday, and we'll have some options for you to consider. We're so sorry.
So, the radiation would buy us.
I like
some
the
time.
toy is floating.
No,
Yeah.
Nothing will really buy us any time at this point. It just can make the time you have left more comfortable. So, we'll schedule you to come back in Monday, and we'll have some options for you to
And again,
consider.
I love that it's all four of them that are drowning here. You know, like,
Yeah.
obviously a parent's pain's not the same, but, like, there is emotion there, you know.
Yeah, they can all kind of share in it, I
Yeah.
suppose.
They're sharing in this moment.
I
Like,
cannot cry. They shouldn't feel like they have to comfort me.
Back Monday, and we can talk about palliative treatment.
Palliative?
Palliative is medicine you give at the end of life to improve the quality of life. Its goal is to treat the symptoms, but it can't cure Joel.
We'll do a lumbar puncture and talk to our radiation oncologist to decide whether we could do some radiation or just chemotherapy.
What would the radiation be?
Well, the radiation could probably kill the tumor we see now, which would prevent it from causing any symptoms, but it would not keep more tumors from developing, because we know if it spread here, it would spread other places too.
So, the radiation would buy us some time.
No, nothing will really buy us any time at this point. It just can make the time you have left more comfortable. So, we'll schedule you to come back in Monday, and we'll have some options for you to consider. We're so
And a part of it is like this very relatively brief conversation can feel like
it can
an
feel
eternity,
like,
really.
yeah.
In the movie, I'd be kicking things and throwing chairs through windows. Amy would be sobbing back against the wall, so I should be yelling. Why am I not yelling?
Thank you. That means a lot.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, guys. It's It's not good.
The MRI?
They've always been clear! Joel's got a recurrence of his tumor. Well, where is it? How big is it? Well, it's in the frontal cortex. And it's quite small to live in. But unfortunately the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy. With an HERT, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal. It is only a matter of time before it spreads in several locations. We have already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue to give the chemotherapy that we know it's resistant to. So there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
How long are we talking about?
A few weeks, maybe 4 months.
I know neither of us are talking much, but it's a lot to take in, you know.
Yeah, it's a heavy story and a heavy game.
But like in such a good way, you know.
Oh yeah, it's a very good way. I like how these cancer cells almost look like mines that you would find in the ocean.
Oh, they totally do.
I have so many things stirring around in my spirit that I have to write to settle myself and find God's wisdom in the midst of chaos. I'm scared I won't be strong enough to face the things we might have to face in the coming weeks and months. But then I remember how much grace God gave us to walk out everything we've already faced. I've never felt completely overwhelmed, and I've never felt alone. So no matter what comes next, and I truly cannot even begin to guess how this will go, I know we will be carried. I want to shout out, look what God is about to do. Watch how he delivers Joel. And at the same time, I want to roll up in a silent ball and wait it out with fear and trembling, so aware of all my doubt, but yet convinced that my doubt is insignificant compared to God's faithfulness.
So, how long will we be in California?
I don't actually know. That's kind of why we're packing up everything, is because if the trial works really well, then maybe we'll stay in California for a really long time. Like, as long as it keeps helping Joel, then we want to stay and do the best we can for him and stay there where he's getting help. But if the medicine starts to not work, as soon as it's not helping him, I promise we'll come back home.
Are we going to Disneyland?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go to Disneyland too, kid.
I'm kind of excited, but I'm kind of not.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'll be fun, but I just don't like missing school.
Oh, yeah.
You're the only 8-year-old to ever. That's amazing.
I hate to miss school, huh?
Yeah.
But, like, why?
Well, I just hate having all that homework that I have to do.
Oh. You hate catching up from missing school.
Your teachers are gonna send me homework, and we'll just try to do a little bit of it every day, so it won't be that bad. But there'll still be fun stuff we can
How
do.
many kids get to go on winter to California in the middle of the school year? I'd say that's pretty cool. And we're going to be staying in the middle of San Francisco, near Golden Gate Park, and there's a museum, and there's a botanic garden. And
Wait, you said you're in San Francisco. It doesn't mean you're close to Disney.
And
Yeah.
Disney's not close to there.
Well, isn't there one on the West Coast and on the East Coast?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's close, but it's 6 hours from there.
True.
Or maybe not that far. I don't know exactly how far San Francisco is.
You're in
But it's
Sumer.
San Francisco. It's in Anaheim,
It's kind of all of those things.
Oh.
which is a little south of LA. It's about. I think it's like 45
And
minutes from LA.
and San Francisco is north.
It's north of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think, like,
I remember the day I was diagnosed. I remember the hallucinations from the high fever of 5-year-old's nightmares. I remember my mother silently weeping in the doctor's office. I remember friends and family gathered around my hospital bed in prayer. I remember the 2-hour ambulance ride to St. Jude where they could better care for me. I remember the 2.5 years of weekly chemo treatments, the numerous lumbar punctures and bone marrow aspirates. I remember Doctors Bell, Dahl, and Kalvinsky, nurses Jean, Judy, and Dale, Miss Chris in social work, Darlene in travel, all part of the team that cared for me. I am a walking memorial to their successes. I remember the other patients I'd see each time I went to the hospital for chemo. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant. I remember the years of summer camp for children with cancer, children like me.
Damn.
I remember their laughter and the midnight talks of fears and joys, normal kid stuff. Some less so. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant.
Oh, what?
But
It restarted.
Oh, her expectation is so maddening sometimes. You know what she wrote on the eve of Joel's first surgery? The one back in January when we first found the tumor? I seriously feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. I'm pleading for God to spare his life, and I'm tempted to despair because self-inspection leads me to conclude I shouldn't expect much of anything. And yet my wife is expecting a surprise party from the Lord, replete with presents, supernatural miracles. I envy her.
hop in bed, boys. Let's go.
Oh, I love this part.
Boys, get in bed.
Oh, can you at least tell us a story?
Sure.
Okay. This is the story of a very brave knight named Joel.
Joel the baby knight?
Yes. Joel the
Joel
baby,
the baby knight.
But he's also Joel the very brave knight. And he was being chased by a dragon named Cancer.
Title of show.
There we go. Ah, he said it. He said it.
He said the thing.
Where does the dragon live?
In a forest.
Is the dragon big?
Very big.
Does the dragon breathe fire?
Too much fire.
No
So,
fire for babies.
Joel has armor.
I like the drawing of
a
those
sword and a shield and
fireballs.
stuff. Ooh, or maybe a spear.
Yeah, that sounds good. So brave Sir Joel with his sword and his shield and his awesome spear.
I don't think I can.
His super gentleman.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think I can go over that.
Was being chased by a dragon named Cancer.
What other superpowers does he have?
Well,
he also has.
Oh, okay.
legs.
Now I can.
That's not a superpower.
It's the best superpower.
Do you guys know what grace means?
Yeah, it's kind of like help.
Yeah, it's kind of like help. You know, and he's not the only one who's ever tried to fight this dragon. Some very brave knights have fought this dragon and lost. And some are able to drive the dragon off, and they can go home and they can quit fighting for a while. In the kingdom and peace.
Joel's been fighting this dragon for a long time, huh?
A long time.
But Joel found a nice empty cave where he could rest. And it seemed like the dragon couldn't find him. But just when he thought that the danger was past, the dragon found his hiding spot and came after him in the cave.
Well, that dragon's going to kill Joel. Joel's going to lose.
Why do you say that?
Because Joel is just a baby. Babies can't kill dragons.
You're right. A baby can't kill a dragon. But that's the best part of this story. God fights for Joel. So he fights that dragon Cancer right with Joel. And we know that God can win even if Joel can't. That's grace.
That phrase, babies can't kill dragons. Dang.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh no.
There goes your armor. Will David beat the dragon?
I'm trying. No, they told me I can't.
No, he cannot beat the dragon.
What about Tim from Church Mom? He died from cancer. Wasn't God fighting for him? Didn't he?
I wonder what happens if you actually do beat the dragon without
Of
getting
course,
hit.
God fought for Tim. Tim fought so well. He was so brave and so strong that God let him rest. It may have seemed like the dragon won this whole time. We know that Tim's in heaven and that he's with
You just
God.
crushed him.
That God is so proud
He
of
fell
him.
right on his head.
So close. Oh no.
Getting to be done fighting monsters.
Come on, dragon. That dragon.
That old dragon.
I have hit you.
Oh, I think it's unbeatable.
No, I can beat it.
I think that's the lesson here is it's unbeatable.
No, that makes me sad. Aww.
That was the lesson. You can't
That's-
beat that dragon.
Cancer.
You can just fight him.
That's sad. Nothing in this game has been sad yet.
Yeah, nothing. That's come out of left field. Why is it so sad all of a sudden?
Exactly.
I don't like that they're getting bigger.
Oh, there we go. I was like, what do I do?
Ryan! Oh, Ryan, get in the boat.
I can't.
You have to. You'll drown.
We're already drowning. How can you sit there like that?
Despair doesn't help anything.
Neither does false hope. And I'm not despairing.
How can you say false hope? You're drowning.
Well, you're missing your oars. And you don't even know where you're going. And yet you're so sure you're gonna get there.
It's better than drowning.
Well, enjoy floating on the surface like you always do.
Ooh.
There's nothing deep about drowning. Just get in the boat.
You have to let me feel this. Someone has to.
That's not fair. I love him as much as you do. I just really believe we're going to be okay.
I'm sure my expectation looks like denial, but seeing Joel dying does not make me any less certain that he will be healed. In some ways, I feel more certain, not because the same doubts don't come to me, but because I know that they will not be entertained much longer, because this chapter is almost finished, and we will have an ending one way or the other. So the doubts and fears that make me reaffirm that even if I'm wrong, this is where I stand, become less and less powerful.
Just digs himself further down.
Yeah. I really like that line, like, there's nothing deep about drowning. You know, because he is very, like, out of the two of them, he's the very heady one.
The orange glow cast
and, like,
on the wall.
They're like, and I
Better
relate
than
to
the
that
neat colors of
a
this
lot.
hospital.
Right.
I wonder why they choose blues and
Like, there's
greens.
something intellectual about me
They,
wanting
the
to
ones
suffer
who choose
somehow.
the colors that heal. Green for life. Blue for comfort. Purple stripes to hide the stains. This chair is too small and sticks to my skin. I hate vinyl.
There's a video game in there. Can I go in? I guess not.
Blue. Purple. The ocean, maybe? No, under the ocean. Silent, warm, and salty, like tears. He won't stop crying. I don't blame him. He feels miserable. I hate that we're here. I hate that he's sick. I just want him to feel better. Shh, 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 shh. It's okay, Jolie. Shh. Oh, don't throw your head, buddy. Don't.
I looked like you for a second. I was like, whoa.
Hey, no.
I was like, wait, this is heavy. It has your beard and everything.
I hear you crying, bud. I want to help. Not sure where I go.
I think the monitor that way, yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
Bouncing around. Do you like that? Oh, I love your giggle. Bounce around. Is that funny? A bounce, a bounce, a bounce, bounce, bounce. Oh, he won't stop crying.
It's the one thing that gets me the most. It's hearing babies cry.
Is it?
Because my little sister would cry a lot when I was younger. She's a lot younger than me, so when she was a baby and she would cry, it would like really upset me.
I heard the door. I think I heard the door. Or maybe not. I thought I did. You know, and I go back and forth because there are moments that I think like this game lets go on too long, but then at the same time I'm kind of like I think they're intentional that they're as long as they are.
Yeah.
You know, that they make you sit through a lot of that pain.
Yeah.
Because the people, you know, because they had to.
Yeah, they had to do that.
Louder. Buddy, don't you want juice? He hits the box. I don't catch it.
Was there water pooling under the arcade machine before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He drinks it greedily. Big, deep gulps. Okay, Jolie, that's enough. Breathe, kiddo. And he does. And I wipe his face of snot and tears and juice. And then he vomits. And I catch it. I always catch it. I know you're thirsty, buddy, but you'll throw it up. No, don't grab too hard. You'll squirt all the juice out. Here, let me have it. It's so late, Joel.
It's interesting that he's not here for this. Yeah. Because it's not like they haven't shown Joel before. But they intentionally choose to not show him here.
Okay, buddy, okay. I'll hold you.
Unless this is a weird glitch or something, but I don't think it is.
Oh, Joelbug. You look so miserable. No! Don't hit your head on the bars, Joel. Joel! I know you're mad. Please stop. Please. Stop. I shake. I weep. I pray. I plead. I need peace. I am empty. You are. I don't know all that you are. You are there. I want you here. I want you to call my son. I cannot. And you've brought us this far. He's still here, not dead, not there, with you. Oh God, I want him here with me. Please. Peace. He sleeps. Thank you.
I feel like that moment has to be based on something real.
There's a story in the Bible where Jesus and his disciples are on a boat.
and a furious storm hits the sea, and everyone thinks they're gonna die. And where do you think Jesus is? Rowing alongside them? No. He's asleep in the back of the boat. So his disciples are freaking out and wake him up, and they say, "Don't you care if we drown?" So Jesus gets up and he says to the storm, "Quiet, be still." And the sea becomes completely calm. Then he asks his disciples why they are so scared and if they have any faith at all. Like he was frustrated with them. Because even though Jesus said, "Let's go to the other side of the lake," his disciples thought he was going to just let them die.
Oh, we're in Nevada. We're in Nevada. We're in Nevada. We're in California.
So, now that we're in California, how much longer to San Francisco?
About 3.5 hours, bud.
Oh. Well,
So Joel died. Everyone does eventually, I suppose.
They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves Joel. Yes, Jesus loves Joel. Yes, Jesus loves Joel. La 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 la. He loves Joel so much. Oh, he loves Joel. The Bible tells me so.
But more than that, if he does die, will Jesus even care? Will he weep for him as he did for Lazarus? Will he weep for me? I think greater than my fear of death is that of insignificance. Or rather, my default assumption is that my thoughts and passions and loves and the stuff of my being are insignificant. How could the creator of all that is and ever was love my son as he did Lazarus? And could my soul stranded on this blue raft awash in a sea of stars, ice, and dust matter enough to him to turn his hand in mercy?
I love that. That it's like the universe. It's like looks like stars.
Yeah.
Even while Jesus wept for Lazarus. 5 minutes later, he raised Lazarus from the dead.
I'm sorry. I should have known we'd both end up in the same place. We always do. It just scares me every time. I just really believe he'll be healed. I know you believe too, just when you act like that, I get all unsure.
I don't know that.
What do you mean?
I just hope that. I don't know.
Looks like a gate of some sort. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I love the It's called like the Temple of God. Like it's he's climbing up the church, but this infection even here, is taking over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord, my God, let this boy's life return to him.
I will not let you go unless you bless him. Lord, rise up. My God, come save him.
Father, I pray right now that you Father, I pray that you bless the night. Please bless him with finances. Bless him with health.
Lord, rise up. My God, come save him. I will not let you go unless you bless him.
Let this boy's life return to him.
So spoiler, you can't win this, but as long as you keep going, Joel stays alive. But once you stop doing these things, like you could do this forever. But once you stop and decide to let them burn out and stop playing, it'll move on.
On earth
I know. It may make you do it a little more.
Oh, Lord, my God, let this boy's life return to him.
Have mercy on us because he is weak.
I might have to play every note
Lord,
before.
rise up.
Maybe.
My
Yeah.
God, come save him.
Oh, Lord, my God, let this boy's life return to him.
I will not let you go unless you bless him.
Yeah, okay, so I just had to play all the notes. But it's like if I try to go back, I could keep trying to save him. And as long as I keep doing it, he'll stay alive. But once I stop doing it...
Let this child's soul come back to him.
He was not in the wind. He was not in the earthquake. He was not in the fire. He was here in a gentle whisper.
It's the bird back. It's Grace.
Mm-hmm. The helper.
So here we are, and the air is emptier without his laugh, and yet our hearts are still full, but with a different drink. And this ride we've been on for so long is silent, and so also the Lord. And so we sit here in this new silence, and long for the music to start again, and for the disc to spin again, even if it means going round and round for many more years. For at least we would be moving, and Joel would be laughing here on earth, and not only in heaven. But in this space, I sense his silence is only because he is drawing his breath. And now we know love and longing, empty and full, all in one moment. And I am grateful that we loved him well, and that we miss him well. And I hope that in the Lord's next breath, he will whisper his love song to you, his beloved, and that you will know him differently and more deeply. But now, we grieve in silence, yet not without his presence.
I remember you. You made it too. I'm glad you're here. I love it here. I bet you have liked it too. Look at all of these pancakes. Did you ever see pancakes like this? They're big as me. A big one is for me. A little one is for my dog. I always wanted a dog.
That's too
and now
cute.
I got one. I even got to name it.
The
Mandy.
little ones for my dog. But they're still gigantic.
Whoa, Bubbles? I love Bubbles.
I just love this. Like, what would a child's heaven be? You know?
Just a bunch of food.
Dogs and juice and bubbles.
Yeah.
And pancakes.
Catch a bubble. She likes to bite them.
Yeah.
Send a bubble to the dog.
Look, I can
Likes to bite
catch
them.
one.
I'm sending them to you. Catch it.
I want more bubbles.
He wants more.
I love the bubbles.
Give him the bubbles.
I'm doing my absolute best. Oh.
I can eat whatever I want. I never fall. These are the best pancakes that I ever had. I love them. Man, you love syrup. Me too. Syrup is my favorite party.
Okay. Me too, Doc. I love syrup.
And bubbles.
And bubbles, yes.
The end. Now, if you don't expect me to go look up every single thing about this family after this.
Oh yeah, I know. That's what I did. Yeah, when I first played this, like I said, I played this like 4 or 5 years ago. So some of my memory of what I said, like hopefully everything I've said in this is accurate. I'll put a disclaimer. The last time I looked up all of it was like 5 years ago. So that's my memory, but you know, memories are distorted. But so it's.
Oh, they had a big family.
Yeah. You know, if I remember correctly, I think the dad was already like some sort of in like some sort of like game development or something. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely an experience you kind of takes a little to process and sit through, but initial feelings, thoughts.
It was heavy. See,
yeah,
the reason why I don't talk as much during stuff like this is like I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Because 90% of my brain power is just kind of internalizing a lot of what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just kind of getting a grasp on it all. But it was a very good story, especially, you know, it's based on their experiences and everything, and you can relate a lot to them with how expressive they are with their feelings and whatnot with this. Like, they put a lot of real emotion into it, and you can feel that. You can see that with, like, everything that this game is, really.
Yeah. Well, and I think most importantly, like, it's not just you can like this story works exclusively because it's their story.
Right.
You know, this story works because it is so raw and it is so real and it is so, like, even though like the environment around it is not real, but like the experiences they're going through, and like I was saying earlier, you know, so much of the dialogue, especially from the mom, like I love, like it's not like just discussions of the cancer, it's these little everyday moments that they're having and that end up kind of relating to the situation, but it's not these direct things because it never is, you know, like
right.
Life, like there's so few times in life where you do have those expository moments, you know, where you're having the big discussion. They obviously happen, but it's like so much of our lives is lived in these little moments, and those little moments that this game has are just done so well. And you know, I kind of joked earlier, and I didn't want to go too much into it, and I don't intend to go too much into religion into this, but Christian movies need to take something from this, because this is what that market should be, because it's real, genuine experiences with faith. It's very real people questioning God. I mean, the dad, I mean, pardon my French, but he's like, does Jesus give a shit about me? You know, is where he's at. And that's dealt with, and then having the wife juxtaposing that, like, it's none of it doesn't feel contrived, you know, it's just their real experience with faith.
Yeah.
And I think because it's presented in that way, it works so well.
Right. Yeah, this was definitely a game that, especially if you've, like, experienced something similar in your life, then you should probably play this and get a new... Even if you haven't experienced something like this, it's about, like, perspective, you know?
Yeah.
So I would say going through this and just, like there are times during this where I was just like, man, I don't want this, you know? And like, that's just, like, a part of real emotion where you're just like, I want to do everything in my power to run away from this right now. Like, I don't want to be here. And that just means, like, you know, it's real.
Yeah. And again, yeah, bringing it back to that element of, and that reality wouldn't have been experienced the same way as if we were watching it in a movie. You know, it is very much the fact that we had to play through that we had agency here, that makes you so much more connected to what's going on.
Absolutely.
So I love this game. I think it's such an example of so many really, really powerful things, and I'm glad I got to share that with you, Alan, and to everyone else watching.
I'm glad I got to experience that for the first time without any prior knowledge of it.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to experience it. But yeah, well, on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a more somber episode, but sometimes that's needed.
No spider cat in this one.
No spider cat. There was Polydog.
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 We're gonna have a animal mascot for every single one of these that we do.
I'm ready. We're gonna make that happen.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty, well, until next time.
Until next time.